Hi everyone, hi Nick. I'm back to share another completed project with you. This is a little, very chunky, but mini journalette, I don't know what you want to call it. It's a lot smaller, and it's not micro mini, but it's a lot smaller than what I've been doing. I'm going to zoom back out a tiny, whoop, no, that way, this way, there we go. There, hopefully that'll stay in frame. This is a lot smaller than what I have done in a really long time. This measures just over 6 by about 3 3/4, and the actual spine is about 1.5-ish, I guess. It's sort of an altered book. It's basically just the cover, so it's not really a true altered book, but it's the cover, and it's this gorgeous red. I got the book cover out of one of Renee's fabulous kits that she had listed not too long ago. And I just love this. I love this cover, and I just really like the color. So that is that. Around the spine is some sari silk, 2 different colors. Just tied them in a bow. There's 2 signatures in there. Seam binding closure that I tucked in under the cardstock that I used to line the cover with. And on the cover is some of my family lace. This is crocheted lace. There's 2 more of them here. There's a whole bunch of these stuck together, hitched together. And I just left 2 of them hitched together, and this is one of my vintage photographs out of my stash, and just sewed that on, and just 3 vintage buttons. So just kept it really simple. I kept looking at it and thinking, does it need anything else? And I decided it didn't, so I just left it really simple. There's lots of lace, there's tons of sewing in this, there's threads. There's threads everywhere. I left all the threads, I left stuff dangling. I didn't trim the lace on the edge of the pages so they kind of hang off the paper. So this is kind of shabby-ish. Inside, front and back cover. This is Tim Holtz, the Memoranda collection, and then the rest of the paper color that I used is this paper stack here. It's an 8x8 paper stack, and there's a lot of lace. There's a lot of Tim Holtz in here. I finally got the paper dolls and a couple other ephemera packs, Tim Holtz ephemera packs. One called Snippets and one called what was it called? Botanicals. Yeah, that was it. And one more ephemera pack that I didn't realize it when I ordered it, but it goes with this paper stack, so it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I used a lot of those in here, and then just some other bits of things from my stash, some things that Renee gave me, some things that Tanya gave me, and some family stuff. It's just a little bit of lace here. You can tuck something under there if you want. It's just a vintage photograph with a vintage button and just some little tags. This is Ephemera's Vintage Garden, I think. Some of the Edith Holden, little doily, a little teeny tiny paper clip. And this is from that Snippets ephemera pack. Everything is a little tiny like that. encyclopedia and some graph paper, and I just sewed these napkins into the signature. Just wanted to do something with them but not decoupage, so I just sewed them into the signature, and then they were sticking out, so I folded it over. So you can use it as a tuck spot, but if you want to take the paper clip off, whoever gets it, I put these tickets here so the paper clip doesn't rip the napkin. So you can tuck under there, or leave it and unfold it and leave it sticking out, however whoever gets it wants, and then the paper clip and the tickets can be used somewhere else. But you can, this makes it so when you take the paper clip off, it doesn't rip the napkin. This is some address book. This is from the ephemera pack that goes with this paper stack. And it's just a tag made out of some scrap paper. And another vintage photograph. Of children, and this says 1928, has the original writing on the back, and it's dated 1928. It's just a plastic bag. Some really sheer fabric that Renee gave me. I know this is full of little paper corners, and I tried to shake it out, but I know I've got some hangers on somewhere. Some music paper, some children's paper. It's a little merchandise tag from Denise's shop with some layering on it, and this tag here, and it's like a little letter flash card. Another little bags, one of the damask bags from Denise's shop. This is one of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. I just put a flower and a button on here. And this is from Junk That Treasure. A little doily, some ledger, some cardstock that has some pretty roses on it. And this is one of my grandmother's handkerchiefs that I cut down so it would fit. And this is one of the little tea bags that Tanya gave me. I put jingle bells on the strings, and inside it is a couple of Tsunami Rose flowers, two of the really tiny ones. And this little tag with some lace that Tanya gave me, and that's a Tim Holtz. It's from the Botanicals. And I was playing around with some music paper and book page, and I was also watching some videos, and I picked up some ideas from Sabrina, and I am not even going to try to butcher her last name. I will link her below. She has a YouTube channel. She's Crafty Sabby, and I will write out her last name down below, because I'm not even going to try to mutilate it, because I know I will. So I followed one of her tutorials and kind of branched off on it and did some little envelope-y kind of pockets. And that is Tim Holtz, and so is that, I think. And this is just a coin sleeve. And it's a game score sheet that Renee gave me. Some dictionary, some more of the paper collection. This is another one of my vintage photos. And this is a church bus pass from New Zealand that Tanya gave me. Dictionary. That's the middle. A little fabric pocket with a little bit of layering. That's Ephemera's Vintage Garden, I think. And a flashcard. Did a little bit of stenciling, not a lot. It's one of the little envelope pockets that I watched Sabrina do, and just kind of sew it all together, and you can tuck something in there if you want to. And then I just clipped it shut with this little envelope paper clip. And a vintage photo here. This is from 1951. And it's a Tim Holtz. Some more of Nan's hanky. A big blob of dried up glue. And that flips out. Another fabric pocket with just some layering. And a tag, some scrap paper, and it's a little train pass. Some of the little paper dolls. Flashcard, some ephemera, and Renee gave me a whole bunch of these punches. Some out of book page, some out of music page. I don't have that punch. I think they're really cool. Let's see how we have it for the paper bag. And that is parchment. This is another vintage photo here. A little bit of layering. Some more little hanging-ons. Little tag. I just used one of these owl clip paper clips for a tab, and then just one of these little tags, and I left the string on it. This is just a pocket, and this whole thing you can unclip. The doily comes off, and this will flip up, but the pocket is glued together. This pulls that down, and then in the pocket is this little cutie, and like a little youngster who seems very happy to have a bath. Is there a date on that one? No date on that one. Some more of that really sheer fabric. Use my line stamp on that page. Paper bag. And this is one of these film strips that Tanya gave me. I sewed the lace onto the film strip, then glued it down. And these are some Tim Holtz people, and just held more securely with the cupcake paper clip. The other half of the napkin. I did the same thing with the tickets. It's another fabric pocket. I just layered with some ticking fabric that I had left over from a little sewing project that I did recently. And there's a Tim Holtz, and there's a tag that didn't make it into another journal that I was on the previous project, and it was just sitting here, so I put that in. One little doily. And there's the middle. And there's another one of Sabrina's pocket ideas. It's stuck all over everything. Oh, tape. So I'll take that off. It's another vintage photograph and another little tag. I made these out of some of the Edith Holden pages that don't have any of the watercolors on them. I tend to just leave those in the book, but I want to use them up. Paper bag. Some more of Nan's hanky, and this one obviously it went to the nursing home with her because it's got her name written on there. There's a butterfly. That's a tuck spot, and that's a Tim Holtz, and that is, pretty sure that's Tsunami Rose. Ah, jeepers. Stuff is everywhere. There's tons of it in here. It's little corners. Come on. No, you cannot stay. Alright, well, I'll pick that up later. That's a map. Another little envelope. And you can put something in there. That's just some seam binding. A tag from a scrap of paper and some play money. Some parchment. It's a little paper doll. That's, whoops, Tsunami Rose. Some more children's paper. Some more map. It's another napkin, and this was just a tag that I just folded in half and paper clipped over to make a little tuck. Some more of that ticking stripe, and one of the vintage photos is a dad with, I'm assuming a dad with their son, and makes a tuck spot, and this is the bookmark that my mother gave me, and another Tim Holtz. Oops. Glassine bag. Some more of that sheer fabric. There's another page pocket. These are both Tim Holtz. Actually, they're all Tim Holtz. Some layering with a little rosette and another one of my grandmother's napkin handkerchiefs. And this is a pocket. There's a tuck under here, and it's just this journaling card in the pocket. That's actually the center of the signature. Some more of the sheer fabric, and it's just a little tag made out of a scrap of paper, and that paper clip is another older paper clip. Another bag, some ephemera in there. There's another little envelope, and tucked behind it is just a tag that I made. A glassine envelope that's just empty, and a little green tag. This little top tuck. This lady here, and this ephemera. See, another napkin. Tuck under there. Some more map. It's another vintage photograph, some ephemera, and a Tim Holtz. Parchment, some more vintage map, another one of these little pockets. Oops. Another tag, a little tiny tag out of a scrap, and then this ephemera here. Some more sheet music, some more of Nan's handkerchief, doily, dictionary, paper bag that I forgot to cut open. I'll get that after. Edith Holden, another little tea bag, put a Tim Holtz butterfly in there, and there's another one, and this journal card. And again, I put the little bells on the strings, and that is that. So that is this little guy. I hope it was in frame. This will be listed in the shop, Pumpkin Patch Journals. So if you like it, pop on over, check it out. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And I will see you next time. Bye.